Hello and welcome to Flying 118 Motorsports. This is the race weekend schedule for Saturday, November 9th and Sunday, November 10th. This is probably, I know I've kind of said things like this before, but this has to be the shortest schedule that we have for this weekend. Really short, and it's a shame. And you have that sense of all the series and all the racing ending, and everyone kind of packing up for the winter. So little depressing, but we'll get right into it and get right out of it because it's only going to take literally a minute, maybe, and then we'll go over some of the streaming services, and then we'll call it a wrap. Before I do, just to mention, the channel is exploring other ways of getting content. There have been a couple delays, nothing crazy, but nothing that's going to divert us from reaching our ultimate goal of providing more content, more diverse content, more news segments, more interviews, and more race schedules when the schedule allows us to present something on a schedule, unlike today where we only have a few items. But stay tuned for more content. I appreciate everyone's support. And obviously, if you like this video, please click like, subscribe. And any questions, comments, suggestions, you can always find me on the Flying 180 Twitter stream. That's Flying 180, FLYIN, the number 1, the number 8, the letter T. And I always answer all direct messages there. This video, as well as all other race weekend schedules, are archived on the official Flying 180 Motorsports YouTube channel. So you can catch all special events, current news, interviews. Everything is archived on the YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get into the schedule a little bit. It's Saturday, November 9th. We have the one and only event on the main schedule for the day is the NASCAR Xfinity Round 32 Playoff ISM Raceway in Phoenix. So playoffs are wrapping up. We have that on as part of the main schedule on Saturday. And what I mean by main schedule is the stuff that you would probably find on broadcast TV or other major media outlets that would be broadcasting this in one form or another to major parts or significant parts of the world. Of course, streaming services, and I immediately think of maybe motorsport.tv as being one of those providers that really dials into some of the more niche type of racing genres that you see in only very specific or smaller regions of the world. But that's great. It's great that they tap into that and then allow people to see it in other parts of the world. So very cool. That wraps up the Saturday, November 9th schedule. So we're going to move forward into Sunday, November 10th. We have the Britcar Dunlop Endurance Round 8 at Brands Hatch. That's a 2-hour night race. That's pretty cool. A night race at Brands Hatch. That should be fun to watch. And then that's going to be followed up by the World Endurance Challenge Round 3 to 4 hours of Shanghai at the Shanghai Audi International Circuit. Very cool again. That's going to be followed up on Sunday by the Monster NASCAR Cup Round 35 playoff at Phoenix. So NASCAR, really winding down. Both the Xfinity and the Monster are going to be at Phoenix. So looking forward to catching that. We have the FIA World Rally Cross Round 10 at the World Rally Cross of South Africa at the Killarney International Raceway. I've mentioned this before. If anyone hasn't been able to pick up on this, you can catch it on some YouTube channels. Really a lot of fun. Give it a chance. Going from tarmac to dirt, back to tarmac, back to dirt. It's a really fun and exciting form of racing. If you haven't caught Rallycross before, definitely check it out. And then we go and wrap up the weekend with Supercars Round 14, the Sandown 500. That's a 500-kilometer race at the Sandown Raceway, Princes Highway, Springvale, Victoria, Australia. That's a mouthful. But that's a great way to end the weekend with the Supercars. I love the Supercars. And that's going to wrap up what happens on the main schedule for the weekend. We're going to move right into the online streaming services, and we're going to start off with Motor Trend On Demand. So that would be motortrendondemand.com. And when you go to the website, right at the top, you're going to click on Watch Live, and that brings you to the schedule. And we immediately see that as we speak right now, because we're recording this on Friday, November 8th in the evening here, that they are currently streaming the Supercar action, and that's being streamed a couple times through this evening. And then as we go into Saturday, we have the World Endurance Challenge, which is great. We covered that in our main schedule, so they're streaming some of that. Then we get back to Supercars on Saturday, more Supercars, and then back to the World Endurance Challenge. So those are the two forms of racing that Motor Trend On Demand is covering, the Supercars and the World Endurance Challenge. If I were to pick any two, that I'm thoroughly satisfied with those two, and being able to have access to that all weekend. So that's great to see. And then, of course, we check our other streaming service, as I mentioned, motorsport.tv. Once again, at the top of the site, we're going to click on Live and then scroll down. And unfortunately, the only thing we have on the schedule is the FIM CV Repsol Round 8, the Ricardo Tormo. So we can see that visual right here. That's kind of nice to see that they once again are tapping into that niche form of racing. Very much look forward to being able to catch that when I can this weekend. So good for motorsport.tv bringing that and making that accessible to everybody. But as I mentioned, very short schedule. Some good things there to watch. Definitely check it out, and I would see if there's any trial on of Motorsport On Demand. Definitely check it out. I think anyone who will try it will absolutely like it. It streams beautifully. All the content runs like butter on every device, whether it's a cell phone or a laptop or a Chromebook or a desktop. It's a really solid streaming service, and I'm thoroughly pleased with it. That's it. So once again, we'll touch base again definitely next Friday for the schedule at that point in time. Stay tuned. I'm hoping to bring, as I mentioned, there are a lot of projects in the works, and hope to see everyone real soon with some current news segments and new interviews. Okay? Thank you very much. Hope everyone has a good evening, and good night.